That's right, y'all. Day 14. 4-day juice fast with fitness, y'all. With fitness, okay? So body by juice fasting. That's what is happening to me every year, when I go on these long journeys without fibrous foods. It's just an amazing ride. And once you get to day 14, you're like locked in. You're at the halfway mark. And it's just a beautiful thing to be able to harness, adapt to, um, immerse your mind in the science of this art of eating without eating. And now with the superfood component applied to it, it takes it to yet another level, because now it's not just the carrot, the beet, the apple. There's so much more involved on a higher level. And when I say a higher level, we're talking about molecular oxygen, okay? Is what I want to get into today, because I've entitled this the 4-day juice fast of fitness, day 14, the fulvic acid effect. Because I don't know about, all I can do is tell you and share with you what's been happening to me as far as, what's physically going on, what's mentally going on. It's empowering, man. And it's like a little piece of Eden has been brought back to the 21st century in the form of fulvic acid. And when you do the research on it, you realize that whatever happened in 1936, when the United States government began to investigate these agricultural farms that were improperly planting and harvesting fruits and vegetables, you'll be able to see that what they were doing was they were robbing the life force through microbes. Okay, the life force through microbes, which is the breaking down and dying of dead plants and even some animals, but mostly plants, to then recycle and renew themselves in the soil, because it's the microbes, once they break it down, that produce the rich soil. Like just the same thing happens when you compost. The molding, the putrefaction that's taking place is all microbes breaking down the living, now dead substance, and then recycling it back into the earth. And what they create is this amazing black soil called fulvic acid. Okay. Now, I'm not a scientist. I'm just kind of giving you what I've been reading from memory. Also, for those of you who are watching, if you're watching live, go ahead and say hello in the comments. Let me know where you're coming from. And also, if you're watching it in replay, hit replay in the comments as well. This is going to become a big focal point of a lot of my lectures as I go forward, okay? Because as I said before, I'm a practical authority on how these things actually affect you at the cellular level. And then I show you by, what happens on the fitness side, because fitness has its foundation in proper nutrients. It has nothing to do with your genetics, has nothing to do with how good you look, has nothing to do with how much weight you can push, because there's a lot of people that can push a lot of weight, but they're still sickly. Okay, you still have heart problems, you have urogenital problems, you have you're constipated. There's still things that are happening to people who are quote unquote physically fit, that it's all exterior, and yeah, your muscles benefit, but what's happening to you at the cellular level could be a different thing going on. And that's why when you're putting anything in your mouth, you want to make sure that that thing is going to feed your body at the cellular level. And if it is on the acid side, let's say on the side of something that's more toxic, you want to keep that to a minimum. Okay, 20, if not 15% of your intake, okay, needs to be in the form of something that's acidic, okay, meaning that it doesn't carry high voltage. It doesn't have, it may not be alkaline, but even that you want to try to keep that even as natural as possible, okay, or cooked in a form that's natural without some of the ingredients. This is where vegans really have gone off the beaten path, gotten so much into the analog foods that they themselves are now coming back and still looking at like they never left or changed over to a more healthy diet. Okay, there's a lot to that goes into what happens to your body when you're not consuming high raw, high megahertz, high voltage, high alkaline foods. Okay, it robs you of life. Okay, less eating and more nourishing should be your thought going forward if you're watching this. Less eating and more nourishing. Okay, so when I say that, when you're nourishing more your body through the art of eating, through the vehicle of eating, okay, you're not going to be eating as much throughout the day, because the little that you do consume, whether it's fibrous, whether it's juicing, whether it's a smoothie, okay, it's going to give you so much voltage and so much energy that you're not even going to be thinking about food. Okay, so yeah, I'm thinking about food, but it's not like, oh man, I gotta have it. And it's day 14. But of course, because I've been down this road before, it's a little bit easier for me than the average person. But once you get past that mindset, which is really a nutritional mental slavery, that you just got to have this particular food source, okay, that is something that, you have to really work out, because again, you're not getting any younger. Okay, just posted quote. No, I just posted on my timeline that I stopped aging at age 30, and now my son's about to be 30. And in continuing on with that sentence, I said, for those of you who think that eating plants cannot lessen your age, think again. Because everyone that I run into that doesn't know me, especially at the gym that I train at as a trainer, as a personal trainer, they always look at me as someone in their late 20s or early 30s, okay? Right in that little sweet spot, right in there. And that's kind of how I set my body up to evolve after reading many different books on holistic healing and eating from nature, herbalism and all that, is that you have the ability to really slow down your aging by 20 years. Okay, so that's why I've evolved, in my quest to find the best source of nutrients on the planet, and that has ended this year in folic acid. Really powerful. And why is that so? Okay, why is that so? We're going to get into it. I got a beautiful article I'm going to read from a little bit. But again, just to give you a little backdrop on what folic acid is. It says, in the beginning, the earth was blessed with rich, fertile soil and lush vegetation. I've read this before, but I'm going to read it again because it's so powerful. The soil was teeming with microbes. Okay, get that in your mind. Microbes. These are your friends, man. These are your best friends. Microbes are your best friends, all right? Microbes, bacteria, fungi, and protozoa, to name a few, okay? In the perfect cycle of life, notice, in the perfect cycle of life, microbes in the soil break down dead plant material and create substances and nutrients that nourish plants. When humans eat these plants that have been nourished by the dead plant material that creates these substances, right, we enjoy the nutrients that they provide. Okay, now in a perfect world, this is what should happen. Now, sadly, today that's not happening because of corrupt agricultural practices that have lost the relationship that they're supposed to have with the earth, the positive relationship, okay, the correct relationship, which means the land should rest after a harvest for a reason. Okay, the microbes in the soil make the hidden treasure called folic acid, the miracle of life. Again, the microbes in the soil. What? The microbes in the soil. What? The microbes in the soil make the hidden treasure called fulvic acid the miracle of life. Fulvic acid is not a vitamin or mineral, and science cannot synthesize this substance. In a laboratory, our bodies require it for optimal health, okay? It's supposed to be inside every plant that you consume, whether it's a fruit, vegetable, or herb, all right? Your body requires it for optimal health, but we no longer get fulvic acid in adequate amounts from our food, okay? And again, there are over 1,700 articles on PubMed about fulvic acid, and the only reason that are not privy to this is because it is not in the window of information that the food companies are care to let you know about. They just want to create food. Notice now, they want to create food and make you think that the food that they create is actually helping you become healthy, okay? When in fact, it is not. So let's get into this article that I found. It's another article on fulvic acid, and just some amazing stuff, man. I mean, I'm like, just the information is just, you know, the more I read, the more I'm awed. And I'm going to post this video at the bottom of this link here. And the video is covering this, one second. The internet is horrible here. It really is bad. Okay. What I'm telling you, man, if you follow this information and you study it out and research, you're going to save yourself hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in unneeded medical bills. Okay. Listen, it's like this, man. I mean, it's like this, y'all. God means what he says and says what he means. When he says the leaves are for the healing of the nations, that is what he means. Okay. In the leaves, in the root, in the root system or tree system and plant systems within the molecular structures of these plants is the hidden miracle life called fulvic acid, okay? And out of the 300,000 varieties of food in the world, according to James Baker, not Dr. Baker, but Arthur M. Baker, who wrote the book Awakening Our Safe Healing Body, every last one of those 300,000 food sources have fulvic acid in them, okay? Now, let's go on. I'm going to put the video link called Fulvic Acid Explained in the comments below. Also, I'll put my link in the comments for where you can get the most pure form of fulvic acid that I have found, that I've used, that again has taken me from a pull-up to a muscle-up in over 12 weeks, okay? Well, less than 12 weeks, but 12 weeks back. 12 weeks ago, that was what was happening in my life, okay? And it's just getting better. I'm just like so excited about where I'm at with this and just improving my calisthenic fitness. Okay, all things, it says here, these are notes from this video that I'm going to post. All things consist of 96% carbon, oxygen, hydrogen. Again, all things consist of 96% carbon, oxygen, hydrogen. The other percentages are minerals. Oxygen is important, right? 4 minutes without oxygen, brain dead, okay? 4 to 10 seconds without oxygen, loss of consciousness. Oxygen, again, as I've said in the past, the most important nutrient, all right? It is a nutrient because without it, you will not function. So you need it at every step, okay? Every process in the body is dependent on oxygen. Again, every process in the body is dependent on oxygen, okay? Why do you think I talk about acid versus alkaline? That's why my fitness name is RX8020. That 80 of the 20 is that oxygenated part of my lifestyle, okay? That's why I love, the science of superfoods, because it produces that high oxygen in every serving that I take. If we have low-grade oxygen deficiency for a long time, an outcome is cancer. Again, if we have low-grade oxygen deficiency for a long time, the outcome is cancer and every other disease that that is that we're seeing out there of the 10,000 plus. Okay, immune system weakens, detox systems become inefficient, toxins build up. Why? Because there's not enough oxygen in what we're consuming. Okay, this is where this is going. Over time, this leads to genetic mutation, which is the basis of cancer. Okay, what is the basis of cancer? Genetic mutation. And how does that happen? Through oxidative stress from high acid foods that we consume. Cancer is an imbalance, not a germ. Okay, it is an imbalance, and we create that by our lifestyle. Okay, cancer is an imbalance, not a germ, and we create that by our lifestyle. Emphasis mine. This is where fulvic acid comes in. Okay, this is powerful. Okay, here we go. What is fulvic acid? They are mineral resources found in humic shell. Humic shell is the result of 75 million years of humification. This is a process where organic plant material decompose and break down. It is essentially concentrated. It is essentially concentrated biomaterial. Again, I'm gonna go back. It is essentially concentrated biomaterial. Okay, let's go on. 4 basic functions of fulvic acid compounds. Number 1, it is the world's strongest chelator. Okay, it turns insoluble minerals solutions into soluble solutions in water, binds to toxin metals like mercury and lead, and draws them into the body's own detox system to be flushed out. Okay, so it detoxes, acts like a delivery man and garbage man, 2 in 1. Okay, again, we are 96% oxygen, carbon and hydrogen. The other 4% is minerals. Okay, all these parts of us are very, very important. Not one iota can be missing in this if we're going to be healthy. We need that 4%, just like we need that 96%. Only needed in small amounts. They are dosed in micrograms, but they act like catalysts, these are the minerals, for all the reactions in the body. Fulvic acid has all these 70 minerals. Okay, you can't live without minerals. Dr. Linus Pauling, 3-time Nobel Prize winner, said every disease, sickness, and ailment can be linked back to a mineral deficiency. Okay, and everybody who's in the game, who knows the game, knows who Dr. Linus Pauling is. Okay, it is also a very small molecule. It is very easily absorbed by the body, crossing even the blood-brain barrier. Okay, something that many pharmaceuticals try to achieve artificially. Okay, see, man can't touch what what God has created. That's why there's another Bible verse that says, "Man, God has made man upright." This is talking about the uprightness of how man is made. But we humans have sought out many inventions. Trying to artificially achieve the ability to cross the blood-brain barrier. Come on now. Number 2, what is fulvic acid? It is high in molecular oxygen, increases cellular electrical voltage. Now, this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about, okay, the fulvic acid effect. The fulvic acid effect has its basis in high molecule oxygen, okay? Increasing cellular electrical voltage, okay? This is what I also call the Spider-Man effect, okay? That's the only way I can describe it from what I've experienced since June 17th, and now it's like I'm getting even stronger, and I'm not a really big, buff guy, I'm like a small Bruce Lee type, you know what I'm saying? But, this is like a part of us without even having to concentrate, that's allowing the average person to actually tap into the chi in my mind. When people are doing these, these Shaolin monks are able to punch and break metal, steel, punch through doors, using their chi, which is on a whole different level. Okay. How would you like a little bit of that? By just taking fulvic acid. That's why I call it the fulvic acid effect. Okay. Again, that's just my own personal experience. Let's get back to the science. Okay. Fulvic acid, high in molecular oxygen. Molecular oxygen refers to available oxygen, okay? Our body doesn't just receive oxygen from breathing. You can get it also from the food we eat, alkaline, okay? Namely, bioactive carbon complexes. These are carbon that carry molecular oxygen in them. Okay? Example, candy bar versus an apple. Candy bar has spent carbon in it. Oxygen low levels very low. Okay? Notice candy bar has spent oxygen in it or carbon in it, meaning oxygen levels are very low. Apples, living things. Pears, living things. Carrots, living things. Celery, living things. Anything that's coming out of the ground that comes from nature, okay? What? Some weird pop-up. Oxygen, okay, so apples and living things have high bioactive carbon complexes. So what should you be eating? Foods that have high bioactive carbon complexes. What should you be eating? Foods that are have high bioactive carbon complexes. What do you think is slowing my aging down? Why do you think that I am at the age biologically of 30, although chronologically I'm 50? Because throughout the last 20 years, I have been consuming foods that have high bioactive carbon complexes. Okay, when you add molecular oxygen into the body, our oxygen concentration increases. This raises the voltage of our cells. We are electrical beings, right? The nervous system. For example, elite athletes, young children, and people with very high energy, okay? They have high cellular voltage, almost 6 times compared to people with conditions like cancer or degenerative conditions. When it's saying degenerative conditions, it's talking about chronic illness, okay? I hate when people walk around that have chronic conditions talking about they're healthy. You're not. You're sick, okay? From your cavities to your pimples to your constipation to the arthritis that you may be experiencing, that's all a part of what this is talking about. Low voltage, okay? You don't have high voltage in your cells, you have low voltage, okay? Those of us who are operating with molecular oxygen and high concentrations of that, well, guess what? We're healthy. We are walking around free of disease because we have a higher connection with what we're consuming, okay? And again, that higher connection is, as it says before, living things. Example, tree branch. If you stick it into the ground, it will grow. But if you plant a charred branch, a lot of carbon, not bioactive, into the ground, it won't grow. It is spent or inactive carbon. This is what we're talking about when we talk about cooking. Whenever you cook something, it becomes not an active, it doesn't become bioactive, it becomes inactive carbon, okay? And this is what we want. We want food that is living. That's why I love what Juice Man said. He said, live food, live bodies, okay? And when you take in more of the live foods, especially like through a juice fast, which is like the highest form of taking in nutrients, because you're only taking in the micronutrients of the foods that you're consuming, the raw foods, getting directly to the cell, bypassing digestion, okay, giving the digestive tract a time to rest. So everything is heightened. Everything is heightened. Your voltage is heightened, okay? Going on with fulvic acid, because this is what fulvic acid provides, okay? Number 3, fulvic acid. The enhancement of beneficial microbes and all enzymatic functions in the body. Now, fulvic acid acts like a catalyst or spark to the engine. It takes 85 reactions for the heart to beat just one time. This is 60 to 70 times a minute in a normal person. The liver has 56,000 known enzymatic functions. Okay, now this is coming from Dr. Fu Tim, all right? He's talking here. This is his article. I'm just sharing with you what he's saying, and then I'm giving my my feedback on it as someone who's experiencing the fulvic acid effect. Okay, the liver has 56,000 known enzymatic functions. It has 1,000 to 2,000 mitochondria in one liver cell. Okay, mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. That's your little batteries in every cell. Okay, they require. Okay, now we're talking about, we're getting into the cell. Okay, let's tapping it. Again, you don't have to be a scientist to figure this out. Okay, you just got to know a little bit of what it's talking about, and you feel it in your daily activities of life. Okay, what's your energy like right now? Okay, can you go out and run around the block? Can you go outside right now at 10 p.m. and do some push-ups, do some pull-ups? Okay, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about high active energy that's living, that's ready to go. Okay, even out of sleep, let's go, let's do this. Okay, that's what we're talking about here. And this is like, it's for me, it's like it's on reserve. Really, a lot of it is like on reserve. Like, let's just do this. Okay, going on now. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. They require high molecular oxygen to function. If oxygen levels drop, so does mitochondrial activity. This is where we have that what? Low energy, brain fog, don't want to get up and do nothing. Okay? It's like a fire without oxygen. It can't burn. When you blow or on a dying flame, delivering more oxygen, it comes back to what? Life. Brain, liver, nerve, muscle cells all have high energy requirements. Notice what it says here. Your brain, your liver, your nerve, your muscle cells all have high energy requirements. This is what I'm talking about when I say it's your responsibility to keep you healthy. Okay. Fulvic acid, does it deliver this? Fulvic acid delivers bioactive carbon and hydrogen to the mitochondria. Antioxidizes the mitochondria. Okay, remember, an antioxidant is the opposite of oxidation. Oxidizing, it ages and poisons the cell, where an antioxidant brings life. So it antioxidizes the mitochondria so they keep doing their job. Fulvic acid removes waste from mitochondria so it can burn longer. Okay, the fulvic acid effect, y'all. It's like wood. It's like a wood stove. If you don't clean it up, right, the ashes, the free radicals, it can't burn as effectively. If too much ash accumulates, it snuffs out the stove. Okay. Eventually, the stove dies, and when all the stove dies, eventually the cell dies. Okay, so that's what's happening here when we are taking way too many toxins, just overloading it with all these free radicals. Okay, and oxidative stress. Then what we move into is degeneration and then cell death. Okay, fulvic acid sets up an environment for beneficial microbes in the body to thrive. These are oxygen-eating microbes. Okay. Again, sets up an environment for beneficial microbes to thrive. These are the oxygen-eating molecules, okay? There is a huge push now in the promotion of probiotics and even medicines embracing this. So a lot of companies are selling probiotics, but if humans go to the moon, what? We die. Not a good environment for us. Fulvic acid provides a conductive environment for good bacteria to thrive. It sets the stage for good bacteria to grow and tears down the stage for bad bacteria. If the detox mechanisms in the body don't function well, right? Kidney, liver, your bowel, okay? All these toxins accumulate and lead to cancer. Cancer patients don't typically die from cancer, they die from toxicity, okay? Cancer is a side effect of toxicity. Let me say that again. Cancer is a side effect of toxicity, all right? Fulvic acid is the garbage man that helps to take the toxins out of the body and prevent toxic accumulation. So the less toxins you have, the more life force you have. And this is why I call it the fulvic acid effect. Now, in closing, fulvic acid, okay, number 3, enhancement of beneficial microbes and all enzymatic functions in the body. Let me see. Oh, that's not the one. Okay. I'm sorry, number 4. So let's go over the bullet points here. Four basic functions of fulvic acid. Number one, the world's strongest chelator. Number two, high molecule oxygen increases cellular electrical voltage. This is the heart of what I call the fulvic acid effect. Number three, enhancement of beneficial microbes and all enzymatic functions in the body. And then lastly, we have here is number four, massive antioxidant capacity. Okay. Oxidation, we're bringing this up again. The article is, I bring it up often. Okay. Oxidation is the process of adding oxygen to something. Okay. When cutting metal, we use oxygen. By adding oxygen to metal, it dissolves and splits. Body uses oxygen in the process of eliminating toxins. Okay. When oxidation happens and releases too many free radicals, they start to cause damage. Okay. This is when, notice how what it's saying here. When oxidation happens and releases too many free radicals, they start to cause damage. Antioxidants come in to donate extra electrons to free oxygen molecules. Okay. This keeps the cell stable so the process can be repeated again. And that's what we want. You know, when our cells replicate, we want them to repeat the same type of process they did before and even stronger. Okay. We don't want to replicate an unhealthy cell. We want to replicate a healthy cell. Fulvic acid not just deals with free radicals in the traditional sense. If that doesn't work, it also steals the energy from that unstable molecule, and the free radical molecule collapses. Okay, this is unique to fulvic acid. Okay, taking something that's dying, right, that has the energy that is unstable, and stealing it and then giving it back to the life force of something that is stable. Okay, that's crazy. Okay, so much science behind this. All right, and again, what am I experiencing in the fulvic acid effect? Well, you see all these muscle ups I'm doing over and over and over again. Now I'm staying on the bar, going up and down. My personal best is 6. This week I'm going to vest that, okay? Because I'm about to re-up on the fulvic acid. I've been off it, and it's a little bit different, but still something in me that's still different. But when I don't take it every day, there's a slight difference. I can feel it, okay? So yeah, I'm out. So I'm re-upping, okay? These are the 4 basic functions of fulvic acid. It is used extensively by naturopaths around the world to aid in detox systems of the body. Despite being beneficial, not many people, and you're probably one of them, not many people have heard of it because it is a difficult concept to explain to people. Hence, it is not widely marketed. Okay. Also, it works against interests that are only looking to sell you products that keep you revolving in a revolving door, out of the arena of self-healing and into the arena, to keep you in the arena of depending on drugs, potions, pills, narcotics to keep you healthy. Okay, when they only address the symptom. Okay, we're talking about getting to the heart of something that deals with the symptom and the problem to give the body the ability to heal itself at a higher level. Okay, because drugs will never do that. It's actually fooling the body and thinking that it's getting someone it really isn't. And then the body just collapses again, okay? Quick summary, fulvic acid. In closing, fulvic acid's basic function is the world's strongest chelator. Number 2, high molecular oxygen increases cellular electrical voltage, the fulvic acid effect, okay? Is the heart of what I'm saying there is about high molecular oxygen increasing cellular electrical voltage. Enhancement of beneficial microbes and all enzymatic functions in the body, massive antioxidant capacity. Okay, so that brings me to the close of this article. I had to read the whole thing in its entirety because it is the light. Okay, this is like the vibration of the words that I'm speaking to you, man. This is where the life force of nutrition, has its power. Okay, because when you understand how your body operates and what it needs, it keeps you out of sick care, and it puts you in a proactive state where you're going to walk into a situation in a store and you're going to have a more conscious way of choosing food. Because some of us don't have that. We just do what mama did. And now we got mama and daddy's diseases. Not because mama and daddy passed it on to us. No, because we are following the same practices that our moms and dads did. Okay. My advice as someone who's been in the game for 30 plus years is to simply go more alkaline. More raw fruits, more raw vegetables, more superfoods, more raw smoothies, more raw juices, high alkaline water. Keep it simple, okay? Superfoods are like, I would say, the most important right now because they offer so much of this molecular, as it talks about here, what is it? I'm going to get it right. Molecular oxygen. You know, so many superfoods and combinations increase cellular electrical voltage. And I thought it couldn't get any better with the HVM products. But man, I'm telling you, y'all, it has gotten so much better in just this one sense where the fulvic acid is actually helping all the other nutrients to actually work better in my body while at the same time pulling out toxins. It's just crazy, okay? But this is the science. It's very simple. You don't have to go 12 years to get information like this and understand it. Just keep reading on it. Keep going over it. Keep going over sources that aren't connected with each other. People are saying the same exact thing. Now, again, what will follow this video is the video which Dr. Fu Tim was inspired by to write this article. And then at the same time, I will also put the link for the fulvic acid source that you can get at my wellness store. And it's so inexpensive, man. They talking about health, being healthy and disease-free is cheap. It is cheap. But you have to make changes, and you got to stick to those changes if you really love your body. If you love your body, start understanding how it works. Simply just understand what it needs, okay? And then feed it what it needs. And then let your body start to make that healthy side effect for you that you, once you get it, you're not going to want to go back to doing what you did before. Okay, I don't. There's just certain things I won't even do. Okay, short testimony, my 50th birthday, my mom ordered catering for everybody else. It wasn't for me. Why? I provided my own food. And the caterer was shocked. He was like, what? He said, yeah, he got his own food, man. He don't eat like we do. We the party is a gathering for him to celebrate his birthday, but the food is for us. That's how real it is for me. Okay, and that's just normal. That's just how I roll. And as a result of that, like I said, I stopped aging at age 30. Okay, because of how I've been living my lifestyle, organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, dairy-free, as much as is humanly possible. I've tried to stay within this window. Have I been perfect at it? No, I haven't. I've eaten things that I probably shouldn't, but for the most part, that's where I've stayed at. So it's easy for me to keep maintaining this high youthful expression in my complexion and in my physical body, okay, to where I'm doing things I couldn't even do when I was a teenager. Incredible. Anyway, love y'all to health. Look for the links and the website below. If you have any questions, y'all know what to do. DM me. This is day 14, 4-day juice fast of fitness, year 10. We're already moving into the day 15, the halfway point. And from here on out, it's just enjoying the ride.